Right now, while everyone's obsessing over ChatGPT's latest features, Anthropic just quietly built something that's making OpenAI nervous, and it's not what you think. When we talk about the AI race, we usually mean one thing: whose model is smarter, whose AI can code better, write better, reason better. That's the headline race. But there's a completely different competition happening behind the scenes, and honestly, it might matter way more to your actual life than raw intelligence. It's the speed race. And speed isn't just about bragging rights. It's about who controls the future of AI. Let me explain what I mean. A few months ago, Anthropic released something called streaming tokens with their Claude API. Sounds boring, right? It's not. Here's why. When you're waiting for an AI to respond, you're not just waiting for it to think. You're waiting for it to generate every single word, one after another, and then send them all to you at once. That's why ChatGPT feels like it's typing on your screen. It's actually generating text in real time and feeding it to you piece by piece. But Anthropic figured out how to make that process dramatically faster. Not just a little bit faster. We're talking 30 to 50% faster in real-world tests. That might sound like a small number, but think about it from a user's perspective. If you're waiting for an AI to write code for you, or draft an email, or explain something complex, cutting that wait time nearly in half changes everything about the experience. Now here's where it gets interesting. OpenAI has known about this problem for a while. Their models are incredibly powerful, right? But they're also kind of slow. When you hit the GPT-4 API, especially under load, you're often waiting 5, 10, sometimes 15 seconds for a full response. That's an eternity in tech terms. Google's in a similar boat. Gemini is genuinely impressive. It can handle longer context windows than Claude. It's got some cool multimodal capabilities, but speed? It's not their strength. Google's been so focused on catching up on capability that they've kind of ignored the user experience problem of latency. But Anthropic didn't ignore it. And that's the play nobody's really talking about. Here's the strategic thing. Speed doesn't just matter for user experience. It matters for cost. When you're running an API at scale, every millisecond of inference time is literally money. If your model takes twice as long to generate a response, you're burning twice the compute, which means twice the electricity, which means twice the cost to your customers. Anthropic's speed advantage isn't just faster for you. It's cheaper for them to run. That means they can either charge less and undercut everyone else, or they can keep prices similar and pocket bigger margins. Either way, it's a leverage point. But wait, there's more. OpenAI's been so dominant in the narrative because they moved fast. They shipped products. They got to market first. ChatGPT is a household name. But dominance in a market is fragile if you're not actually the best at the fundamentals. And the fundamental that matters most in an API business? Latency. Google knows this. They've been quietly investing in speed optimization. Their new Gemini 2.0 Flash model is specifically designed to be fast. They're basically saying out loud, we're not going to compete on being the absolute smartest model. We're going to compete on being the smartest model that actually works for real applications. That's a smart move. Because here's the thing. Once your model is good enough, and all three of these are way past good enough, the next battle is about reliability, cost, and speed. Those are the metrics that actually determine whether a startup uses your API or switches to a competitor. OpenAI's response to all this? They've been tinkering. They released some optimizations. They've got faster versions of their models in the works. But they're still playing catch-up on speed, which is ironic because they're so far ahead on brand recognition that most people don't even realize there's a race happening. Here's my prediction. By the end of 2025, the conversation around AI APIs is going to shift. It's not going to be which AI is smartest anymore. It's going to be which AI actually gets out of my way and lets me build. And speed, reliability, cost per token, and ecosystem integration are going to be the deciding factors. Anthropic knows this. They're betting on it. They're building for it. OpenAI is still coasting on being the household name. And Google is quietly positioning themselves as the pragmatic choice for people who need production-grade AI that actually works. The funny part? Most AI discourse is still stuck talking about whether Claude or ChatGPT is better at writing essays or solving math problems. Meanwhile, the actual competition is happening in milliseconds and API costs per million tokens. It's like everyone's arguing about which car looks cooler while the real race is about fuel efficiency and reliability. So here's what you should actually care about. If you're building something with AI or thinking about it, the model you choose isn't just about capability anymore. It's about latency, cost, and whether the company behind it is optimizing for your use case or just chasing headlines. The speed race is real, and it's way more important than the intelligence race everyone's paying attention to. If you want to actually stay ahead of this stuff, not the hype, but the actual technical decisions that are shaping which AI platforms win, subscribe. I break down what's actually happening in AI every few days, not just what sounds cool. See you in the next one.